Thank you so much for tuning in, Mr. Mitsubishi here. Today we have a very special day. I got my hands on a 2023 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid, and we're gonna compare it to 2023 Mitsubishi PHEV LE trim level, XLE trim level. When it comes to trim levels and options they get, they're about the same. So obviously this one is hybrid, this one is plug-in hybrid, but you know, it's still interesting to see because if we factor in government rebates, at least here in British Columbia, Canada, on this versus nothing on that, they're even about the same price-wise. So fairly fair comparison in that regard. So, but what a lot of people are interested in, how they look visually stacked against one another. Even if you would take the Prime, the plug-in electric vehicle on this, it'll still look the same. So let's check it out right now. We'll start interior and then we'll move on to exterior comparison. And here I am stuck between two cars. We have the RAV4 right here and we have the Outlander. So in this channel we're very familiar with Outlander. Let's check out the RAV4 first. So really nice door design. This one again, you know, it has more so a feeling of an SUV or truck versus if we look at the Outlander, it's more so like you know, the sleek horizontal like car-like design. That's one thing that RAV has different than the Outlander. As we jump in, first impressions are very good. So the design is awesome. Like, you know, I feel good in the car. Obviously, again, a little bit different design perspective. Both screens are sort of positioned in the same manner, RAV4 and Outlander. And this part is different. We have these big, bulky dials right here. And you know what? Let's start the vehicle. Let's see how the dash. So on Outlander, I find like the dash is a little bit more modern because we have this fairly small digital display. You have analog dials right here, and there's you know, this doesn't look as modern as it would be for the Outlander. Same thing with the screen size itself, the information size itself. I think Outlander is just larger. A big one is the panoramic sunroof. So let's go and check out the back. And we can see that from the back. So this one has just a sunroof. Outlander has a panoramic sunroof, but overall design is quite nice. The legroom is good. And let's have a peek one more time on the RAV4 right here on design of the vehicle. So big shifter, and you have also, you know, eco and EV modes right there, so you can squeeze some extra fuel economy out of it. So let's check out the Mitsubishi right now. Okay, as we can see, yes, the door is much different, right? So this one has the suede interior, it's not cloth. Huge panoramic sunroof, that's a big plus. Look at the digital display right here. Everything is digital, and this screen right here, I'm not sure about inches, it might be very similar, but just visually looks bigger, right? So in what we have, and these dials, they're more you know, car-like dials, and they're smaller. On Toyota RAV4, I think they just go with that, you know, truck SUV looks, and everything is just like, you know, big like that. So this is terrain shifter, shows us the terrain. I really like this graphic right there. So obviously this one is plug-in hybrid electric, so we have the EV mode as well. So let's check out the second row. Okay, and in the second row we can same thing see here how panoramic sunroof makes a huge difference on the visual effect of the vehicle. And I gotta say, just based with the fact, you know, how big the digital display is and how the sunroof looks, I think Outlander takes the prize on this one. So obviously there's nothing wrong with Toyota, but Outlander just feels that much more modern in that regard. So there we go, we just checked out the interior. Now we can proceed of you know, exterior differences. Last peek, I forgot to mention about the seats. So this one is full cloth, right? And then this one here is that suede interior, which looks really cool and sporty. So let's check out the exterior differences now. And let's check out the front comparison. And you know what, this time around we can start with hoods open and we'll have a look what's underneath the engine. So right away I want to bring up two things. Sometimes I hear people make comments about two things. One is the prop rods on the Outlander. They say, well, how come it doesn't have shocks, and you know, it should have shocks. Like, Toyota doesn't have a shock either. So Toyota also has a prop rod right here. And the other thing is, you know, sometimes people say, hey, where's nice full engine cover? Well, Toyota doesn't have it either. So I don't think Japanese car makers care too much about that stuff. And obviously it's also, you know, cost related. If you need to build in the shocks versus just a prop rod, it's just different engineering and different costs. So we don't care about that too much these days anyways. Not many times you need to look underneath the hood, because if there's something, you know, the car is going to tell you. Let's check out the Toyota first here right now. So 2.5 liter engine, 2.4 liter engine, slightly bigger engine, but you know, when it comes to hybrid, plug-in hybrid, engine size and overall power, it's not the main measurement why people choose one or the other. Let's have a look at the visuals here. So we have the engine right here, we have the hybrid components right there. Overall, you know what, decent looking engine. There's nothing wrong with it. Visually, we'll take it. And then the other one is Outlander. There we go. We have EV components right here. Plug-in hybrid EV is covered. You know, we can see how the same placement is here and there. So again, both are very similar sized engines, and that's how they look. So right now, let's close those hoods down and we'll check out the visuals. Right, and there we go, hoods are down, and now we can check out visually how those cars look. We can see how Toyota RAV4 is a little bit lower to the ground. It's not as tall as Mitsubishi, but visually, I don't know, from the front, I would say Mitsubishi looks a little bit bigger, wider than the RAV4, and it also has this hood line is way higher, so it looks just as a little bit like, you know, bigger, massiver presence, if you want, right? So, and then the bottom line, they kind of like, we can see this bumper part, it's kind of like, you know, the same level. It's just what they did with the width of it and the hood part itself. So that's why, like, you know, when it comes to visual size, you know, Mitsubishi just looks bigger from the front than the you know, RAV4. Somehow, you know, this roof part, I gotta say, looks you know, at least in real life, if we look at it like this, looks a little bit wider than Mitsubishi, so it seems like it's just kind of like taller, but then it goes narrower up top. So both are great looking vehicles. Maybe Mitsubishi looks a little bit sportier compared to Toyota RAV4. Has more this, like, you know, classic SUV, classic Toyota looks. Mitsubishi, you know, has a little bit more sports in its DNA, so that's why you have dynamic shield chrome and just that, you know, a little bit more aggressive of a look. So there we go. This is the front comparison, and now we can move on. And here we have side comparison. We have Outlander versus Toyota RAV4, and we can see how Outlander is a bigger vehicle, so it looks longer and looks higher. So definitely from this perspective, we can see how Outlander is you know, a touch bigger than the Toyota. When it comes to overall design, it looks like Toyota is just a little bit more, you know, you have this square element versus Outlander is just sort of like one solid line, you know, the horizontal design. And on Toyota we have, you know, round wheel wells. We can see how, you know, it's more so like a square design going on. Same thing on tail lights, right? So we can see Outlander is very kind of like, you know, slim design. On the RAV4 you have a little bit you know, bulkier or more square design. The wheels, same thing, like, you know, obviously taste, you know, it's a matter of taste, but I think the Outlander has a little bit better, you know, standard wheels than the RAV4, but RAV4 is not bad by any means. So both are really good. Outlander has a little bit chrome around the windows, so does RAV4, just other way around. So the Outlander has the back or sort of the bottom part, and the RAV4 has top part. So, but when it comes to visually, this is how they look. Obviously this one is all-wheel control with 7 seats, which is a big plus. That's why we need a little bit more space right there. And RAV4 hybrid is just a 5-seater. So okay, now we're done with the side. Let's go check out the back comparison. Let's check out the back comparison. We can see size-wise from the back, you know, they almost look the same. I'd say visually maybe the RAV4 looks a little bit wider in this part, and then a little bit lower to the ground. Outlander looks a little bit thinner and taller. Both vehicles, good looking vehicles from the back. We can see, you know, maybe a little similarities in the tail light design right there. But you know, it's interesting how one has wiper blade pointing this way and the other that way. Let's check out the trunk now on both. So let's have a look at Toyota first here. By the way, notice the speed at what Toyota opens up the trunk and the Outlander does. Outlander is so much faster when it comes to trunk opening. Now, this where we can see that the Outlander is a 7-seater versus you have the 5-passenger on the Toyota. Big difference there. So this one here, of course, you can fold the way you want. You can fold this down flat like this, or fold it into the floor, so I have lots of different kinds of storage right here. And on Toyota, obviously you don't have the 7-passenger capability. That will be the bigger difference. But when it comes to size, I'd say, you know, visually, I think Toyota looks like it has bigger trunk space because of, you have, you know, it's wider and a little bit bigger. I don't know the technical data, if it's you know, true or not, but you know, that's sort of what we can see. So anyways, thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope you like the comparison Toyota versus the Outlander, and see you in next videos.